the mists have rolled in on the South Devon coast, and with it, the beginnings of winter. Neptune, named after the Roman god of the sea, is turning direct this month, allowing us to free ourselves of illusion. The animals are feeling the winter, but they're also loving their treats. The fog reminds me of the steamy month we're going to have this month with a 4-planet stellium in Scorpio. It's going to be intense. And the good news is that the planets are giving us 2 grand fire trines this month, so we'll be warm in our spirit and able to leap forward and accomplish our dreams. Aries, this month there's a lot of intensity, particularly around relationships. At the beginning of the month, certainly, you're really reflecting on patterns of behaviour of yourself and possibly your partner if you're in a relationship. But certainly the magic and power this is bringing you is being able to surrender, and thanks to a full moon in your position of security, if you do the work this month, you can find a really different way of being emotionally. Now, you're a very temperamental and explosive character. Even with the best will in the world, it's likely, depending on your chart, that if you feel something emotionally, particularly a primal emotion, you may respond with an extreme jealousy or kind of instant rage, which then calms down. You are learning through the lessons that the planets give you this month to reflect on what it is that pushes your buttons and what makes you kind of have an emotional reaction from your toes up. When we have an emotional reaction, it's a neural pathway in our brain that has been repeated over the years. It could be in our childhood, there was something specific that made us insecure, and the slightest hint of that comes, particularly with the people that we're closest to, that illustrates whatever that feeling is, whether it's powerlessness or whether it's a sense of insecurity, that triggers that emotion. The power of the beginning of this month is that you'll be able to be your own psychic detective, go deep within yourself, maybe be confronted by something that actually pushes your buttons, but you'll be able to look at it from a deeper and stronger point of view. You need to go into your past and into your life and look at all the situations in your past that hurt and wounded and damaged you and maybe made you feel powerless. And at the beginning of this month, which is actually an extension of a bit of that energy last month, you're able to clear it up once and for all and step forward feeling like, rah, yeah, you know, I'm in my own power and I'm understanding other people's vulnerabilities, which empowers me to be able to deal with situations differently. On the 16th, Neptune is going direct. Now, Neptune is the lord of illusion, but also enlightenment, which may sound like a contradiction, but sometimes when we dream and when we extend ourselves and when we lose ourselves, that is when we find ourselves. You may have, thanks to Neptune going retrograde, going backwards, found yourself cast in all sorts of ideas connected to the past or even old belief systems. Suddenly, you can recreate new dreams in your mind rather than just recreating the past. You're able to create a brand new reality, have brand new insights, and explore a deeper level of your soul. We do, from then onwards, actually, have an energy that's building and rising, which is all about you being adventurous and you wanting to go on a quest, and you wanted to research something and feast upon life and do things differently, but with a kind of jolly and optimistic soul. And that energy is going to increase for the rest of the month, particularly as we get to the 2 fire trines. Now it really starts to get exciting mid-month. You are feeling expansive. And thanks to Uranus and Venus doing a little jig together, you're able to explore something and experience something in a love relationship that's totally unlike anything you've done before. You might have an idea to go on an adventure. If you're single, you might meet someone. If you're on your own and you're happy to be on your own, perhaps you take yourself off somewhere and it feels like one of the best experiences of your life. The key really is to allow yourself to do things differently and to enjoy things that you've always fancied doing. And also, there's a great deal of clarity coming when it comes to your career. There are changes and there are transformations thanks to Pluto, but you get it. You understand what these changes are. Don't get into a tussle with anyone when it comes to your love life about work, because you really don't need to. Because actually, this could be one of the best months, certainly in the second 2 weeks of November, for you to just laugh and giggle and play and be creative. Thanks to that grand fire trine, you have the impetus, you have the strength, you have the power and the desire to really explore life, to explore a lover, to explore being in love with an idea, being in love with a person, being in love with a country, or being in love with something that you're learning. But it has a very creative edge. Indulge yourself in all the things that you feel like doing, all the things that excite you. And that's what the universe wants for you this month. It's absolutely extraordinary. Now, the first grand fire trine is on the 23rd, but before that, on the 22nd, we have a new moon. New moon is all about letting go of the past and leaping into a brand new cycle. And again, the energy that is being whispered to you from the gods is all about adventure, doing things differently, learning things and expanding yourself. If you've been in a rut, if there's been anything where you feel you've pushed it to the limit, bring in the new with this fabulous new moon. The second fire trine is on the 27th, and it is just like giving you a double whammy on the exploration of yourself and your life. You may find yourself, the only downside of all this is that energy is actually quite blunt. So if you feel like doing something, you're going to say, I want to do this, and you're so passionate about it. If somebody disagrees with you or tries to hold you back, you'll be like, you might say something a little bit too straightforward. The last thing this month is a Mercury and Uranus trine, which is making you feel that you're allowed to be eccentric, you're allowed to do things differently, and suddenly, whatever unexpectedly happens this month, you have all the tools to deal with it. And if I were you, I'm an Aries, so if I were me, I would, fingers crossed, expect something unusual and fabulous. Have a stunning, very warm November. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. If you enjoyed this, there's loads of other free astrology readings and tarot readings on my website, www.michelleknight.com. Come and join me there.